Hello, welcome back to Pharma Training Solutions. That will be briefly explaining the antiviral agents, which are those agents used in the viral diseases. Of course, the first stage is binding. The HIV binds to the host cell via the receptors CCR5 and CXCR4 receptors. All these ones are CD4 antigens. Now, again, we have fusion and entry. It binds to the host cell receptors via of course here it's bind, but on the receptor it binds via the glycoprotein 120, and then of course it can enter into the cell is via the glycoprotein. The nucleus is via the glycoprotein 41 after uncoating. Then have reverse transcriptation. The viral RNA is converted into DNA by reverse transcriptase enzyme. Then we have integration. It integrates enzymes such as the viral DNA into the host DNA. After then we have maturation by protease enzyme. Now, when we have packaging, assembly, and finally viral release to attack new cells. Now, ensure you are aware of this cycle, because all ARVs will work at a certain stage. Binding, cell 5, fusion and entry, this one, reverse transcriptation by this enzyme, integration, maturation, and packaging, and release. What are the goals of ARV therapy or the antiretroviral therapy? One is prolonged survival of people living with HIV, preserve and enhance the immune system, hence leading to reduction of domestic infection, reduce morbidity and increase patients' quality of life, suppress HIV replication and prevent disease progression. Now, all this is achieved through the HART, the highly active antiretroviral therapy, which is a combination of at least 3 ARV drugs. Now, HART restores the immune system, slows HIV progression, improves the quality of life, and then reduces emergence of resistance. Now, which are those ARVs that we use? One, we have the nucleus reverse transcriptase inhibitors, the NRTIs, activated by phosphorylation and completely inhibit reverse transcriptase enzyme by incorporation into the growing viral DNA chain, hence causing termination. Ensure at least don't stop on inhibiting the enzyme, but how do they do it? Ensure you know how they do it. It blocks, of course, binding of incoming nucleotides. Now, examples of abacavir, amibdin, tenofovir, dovdin, diadenosine, amitriptyline, zalcitabine, and stavdin. Side effects, of course, briefly explain them. We have fever, fatigue, and distress for abacavir. Lamivudine is well tolerated, but patients sometimes experience dizziness, insomnia, fatigue, dry mouth. Tenofovir, the side effects we have GI distress, and then also osteoporosis has been reported, because sometime back I saw a patient who came walking with a stick after taking this drug, because decreased bone density after some time. Now, zidovudine can cause myelosuppression, GI distress, this is the coma, GI distress, hyperpigmentation of nails, and myopathy. Stavdin can cause peripheral sensory neuropathy. I'm sure you have more side effects or more information. Now, the NRTIs, or the non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase enzyme, they bind directly to the reverse transcriptase and allosteric site different from that of NRTIs, of course, resulting in inhibition of DNA polymerase or DNA-dependent DNA polymerase activity. Now, these ones, they do not compete with nucleoside at the same site. Remember, they are actually at different allosteric site, and again, they don't require phosphorylation to be active. That's why they can easily be combined with the NRTIs, because they can be working on the same enzyme but at a different site. Even the other mechanisms are different. Nevirapine, efavirenz, and delvadine, and entraviline are the examples. The side effects and uses. Nevirapine, of course, we know it is used in HIV position for newborn when it is given during labor and followed by a syrup to the newborn. I'm sure you know the dose. The common side effect is a maculopapular rash, which can be mild or severe. That's why sometimes physicians in the HIV clinic, they give it in a tapered dose, to know the reaction. hepatotoxicity, infevrance, the common one is CNS effects, dizziness, drowsiness, insomnia, and nightmare. That's why it is given at night. Skin rash is the other side effect which can be experienced. Now, protease inhibitors. Now, they prevent the processing of viral proteins into functional conformation, resulting in the production of immature, non-infectious DNA that cannot infect new cells. They prevent the processing of viral proteins into functional conformation, resulting in production of immature, non-infectious DNA that cannot infect new cells. Now, examples of atazanavir, lopinavir, ritonavir, indinavir, squinavir. However, most of them in the combination we always see they are combined with ritonavir. Why? Because ritonavir is a potent inhibitor of CYP3A4 enzyme. Because this enzyme is responsible for breakdown of all these proteases. Remember, I'm going to explain the pharmacokinetics of these drugs. And then, of course, hence it will boost the other protease inhibitors. Side effects can cause disorders in carbohydrate and lipid metabolism, leading to hyperglycemia sometimes, hyperlipidemia in some patients. With altered body fat distribution, patients can get buffalo humps, gynecomastia, trunk obesity, facial or peripheral lipodystrophy. The entry inhibitors, we have maraviroc, these are the target one. This one, it targets and blocks chemokine receptor CCR5, responsible for viral attachment, side effects of cough and postural hypotension. Enfuvatide, it binds to the glycoprotein 41 subunit of the viral envelope glycoprotein, preventing the conformation changes required for the fusion of the viral and the cellular membrane. Now, of course, this one is the only parenteral as of now being used, but usually in the news we hear people say they are bringing new ARVs, injectables, but as of now, this is the only parenteral. Side effects, of course, we have local pain at the site of injection and insomnia. Now, the integrase inhibitors, they bind and inhibit integrase enzyme essential for the integration of the vascular into the host chromosome. Now, examples of the dolutegravir or the DTG, taken orally with or without food, it causes serious allergic reaction, meaning the rash, fever, tiredness, blisters, all these, red eyes, very many effects. But however, if it is given with INH or isoniazid, it also has side effects of liver problems such as yellowing of the skin or eyes, what we call jaundice, darkened urine, colored bowels. All these ones can also happen. I'm sure you're aware of this with DTG. Now, another example is rolutegravir. Let us look at briefly the agents which are used in viral hepatitis. Of course, we know hepatitis B and then C. These are sexual. They can be transmitted using sexual mother-to-child transmission, and of course through infected body fluids. Now, of course, they inhibit hepatitis B viral DNA, virus DNA polymerase, and cause chain termination after incorporation into the viral DNA. Lamivudine, tenofovir, these are the common which are used. Others we have adefovir, dipephoxyl, entecavir, interferon alpha, but of course the common ones which we know are lamivudine and tenofovir. They have the same mechanism as the acid as I've explained above. Resdemivir is also used. However, we are hearing these days most of these drugs are used in coronavirus. I also don't know. Maybe you can search and more information and get more information. Hep simplex, or hep zoster, all these ones, or CMV. Now, drugs which are used here, we have acyclovir. They interfere with virus synthesis through acting as competitive substrate of DNA polymerase. It is simplex virus or the zoster virus. The other one is, and of course we know how acyclovir is given 4 times a day. 4 times a day, yes, 4 times a day. ensuring the dose 400 milligrams of the other. Valacyclovir is also used. Ganciclovir, Sidova in CMV rhinitis, and the simplex virus resistance to acyclovir can use Sidova. However, the common one which you have in the pharmacy is acyclovir. Sure you know more about it. The other anti-influenza agents, because we are in viruses, amantadine, ranitidine, oseltamivir, zanamivir, these ones can be used in as anti-influenza. Because now we are in viral agents, and viruses viral influenza is caused by viral. All these ones are used. Ensure you are aware of more of these. Read more of antiviral agents in official books on the apps you have on your phone, or you can always contact us. Now, the other position which we have are these. You can always refer to them. As always, I remain Wilson from M Pharma Training Solutions. Subscribe to the channel in case you haven't subscribed. Click on that subscribe button, log in YouTube, leave a comment. That's our WhatsApp number, email, and thank you very much.